Hello from Becky and me. Welcome to Friday's Anglia Tonight.
First, they run our waterways, look after our churches and fight for our businesses. But do they offer value for money?
As the government looks for ways to cut the UK's budget deficit, a leaked report shows hundreds of public bodies and quangos are next in line for the chop.
But would that remove an unnecessary layer of bureaucracy or, as opponents claim, end up costing the region dear? Elodie Harper reports.
They help to run our country. The hundreds of public bodies, committees and so-called quangos, usually unseen, often unloved. But are they unnecessary?
Quangos affect almost every aspect of life in our region, from projects for social inclusion here in Stowmarket to the preservation of rural churches. But the government believes getting rid of them would be a positive step and represent a significant rolling back of bureaucracy and the state.
A leaked report seems to show 177 organisations will be abolished in a bid to cut spending. One of those organisations is the East of England Development Agency, or EDA. Its role was to fight for a share of the kitty from both the central British government and from Europe. One MEP says losing EDA is a massive blow.
The loss of our regional development agency takes away from businesses and from people looking for work and hoping that their jobs will be secure, the hope that we can get investment from national government and also money from Europe that I work for in to help our region. I think it's very short-sighted indeed. So for me, £100 million of European funding is delivered through EDA. All of that is being put at risk.
Many of the names on the list are well known. Others less so, but they say they're all vital to the region. This plaque went up in St Mary's Redgrave in Suffolk just 2 weeks ago. Now the church's future is uncertain. Local residents say the building plays a vital role in community life, hosting plays and concerts, and that they need the trust's support.
You've seen the church here and all of its monuments, 340, similar to that. National monuments. Are you just going to shut them up and leave them to rot?
The government says it has to make cutbacks to the state and that some of the slack will be picked up by the voluntary sector. And the leaked list indicates it may add more organisations to those being abolished. Another 94 bodies are being reviewed, among them large organisations like the Environment Agency and the Forestry Commission. Some in our region fear the loss of expertise in rural affairs that may be cut with the quangos. Tony Butler runs training courses for the long-term unemployed in Stowmarket. The courses are supported by the Commission for Rural Communities, which is down for the chop.
The point of bodies like the CRC was to stand up for rural disadvantage. There's no indication that something will step into the void.
Among the 350 national bodies that look set to be retained are several organisations in our region, including the Broads Authority, while the North Norfolk-based Construction and Skills Training Board has been earmarked as suitable for privatisation. The list is yet to be finalised, but what's clear is that the administrative running of the region is set to change dramatically. Many are hoping the impact on our daily lives will be less dramatic. Elodie Harper, Anglia News.
Well, earlier we spoke to our political correspondent Matthew Hudson from the headquarters of the East of England Development Agency. And I began by asking him if he thought the quangos would definitely go.
Almost certainly, Jonathan, there will be an appeals process. It's possible that a few of perhaps the smaller and cheaper quangos might get a stay of execution. But remember, this isn't just about money. This is partly ideological. The coalition, the Conservatives, particularly keen to be seen to be rolling back the big government that's grown up over the last few years, freeing us, if you like, from layers of bureaucracy.
OK, Matt, so the quangos get ditched. Who does the work?
Well, it'll be a real mix and match from what we can gather. There'll be some mergers. The various heritage groups are expected to merge into one. A few, like the Construction Industry Training Board, are expected to be privatised. A lot of the rest of the work will be mopped up by the public and voluntary sector. But if you talk to the people who run quangos, they say that a lot of groups, a lot of individuals are going to lose the voice that they've currently had. Who will speak up for these people? That's what the quangos are saying.
All right, Matt, thank you for that.
Next tonight, a family's fight to raise awareness of a rare hereditary illness they fear is killing their son.
The parents of 7-year-old Harry Parker from Spaldwick in Cambridgeshire know of 2 other sufferers in the country, and they've been told it's unlikely he'll live beyond his 20s. Stuart Leiths has this report.
He looks just like any other happy, active 7-year-old, but Harry Parker from Spaldwick has an extremely rare condition. It's a degenerative illness called infantile refsum disease, for which there is no cure, and it means it's unlikely he'll live beyond his 20s.
He has lots of hospital visits, so I can't really hide much from him. But it can be very bittersweet when he comes up and tells me what's going to happen when he gets married and when he's going to have children, and he really wants to have a little daughter. And it can be very sad, you know, and dealing with that and sort of agreeing and just pretending really that everything will be fine.
Infantile refsum disease is an hereditary condition occurring in 1 in 50,000 births in the world. And it means Harry's body can't process phytanic acid, a substance found in foods like dairy products, some meats and fatty fish. It is a fatal disease affecting the nerves and muscle control, but its progress can be slowed by avoiding those foods.
You just realise that you have a child. He's a sick child, but you have a child. I have 2 children, so you get on, and I try to treat him as normally as possible and ensure that he has the best life.
Because infantile refsum disease is so rare, doctors did not initially realise Harry had it, and his family now wants to raise awareness of the disease.
I would love for a cure to be found. I know I don't really think there ever will be, but raising awareness and letting people know there are children who are affected, maybe one day someone somewhere will find a way to cure these disorders, or at least help slow down the damage that's done to these children.
A benefit concert's being held next month to help pay for a treatment not available on the NHS, which costs over £300 a month. The family don't know how quickly Harry's condition will progress as he gets older, but they want to make the most of the time they have together. Stuart Leiths, Anglia News, Spaldwick.
Right, it's coming up to 9 minutes past 6. Do stay with us. There's more news, sport and weather on the way this Friday evening.